Ending it here at beautiful PGA West. We've got a great day. So as you can tell, our room is full this morning. We did something a little different this year, that we combined our media day and our sponsor appreciation day. So I'll get into some announcements, some thank yous, of course. I apologize to bore you with all those, which I typically do, but today is going to be a fantastic day. Very fitting. We're actually sitting in the media center, which will be the media center in 31 days. But my name is Pat McCabe, Executive Director of the American Express. On behalf of myself, my entire Sport 5 team, of course our host organization, Impact Through Golf, our title sponsor, American Express. Thank you all so much for being here in the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Mayor and Marcy, for dialing up perfect weather, as always. But as we focus on all the great things coming next month, crazy to say 31 days from Tournament Thursday, I would certainly be remiss not to recognize the success that we all had in 2024. An amateur golfer playing on a sponsor exemption, won on the PGA Tour for the first time in 33 years. We had our best viewership in years. And once again, as is the foundation of this event, over $1 billion distributed to the community. We'll actually have a chance to speak with Nick here at the end of today's program. He played last week at the Grant Thornton in Florida. He's in Maui next week. So unfortunately, to come all the way west, in between those, he couldn't make it work. He will be visiting us next week for a few days, but we'll get a chance to hear from him at the end of the program today. With the fieldwork comprising quality of golf courses, the national storylines, which I'll give you guys here in a little bit, I'm confident that next month's tournament is going to be the best that we've ever had. As we begin today's updates, I want to call attention to an honor that we received just last week at the annual PGA Tour meetings. As one of our local 16 charity recipients, the JFK Ophelia Project was named the PGA Tour Charity of the Year, which is fantastic. There's 40 plus events. We honored them a month ago, and just last week, amongst all my colleagues in Orlando, Florida, we had an opportunity to highlight all the great work they're doing. So to start today, I'd love to cue up that video and share a little bit about their story.
The power and the strength of our program with the Ophelia Project is to really empower girls to be successful. We strengthen communities by strengthening young women. And we start that at 8th grade to 12th grade, working with young girls with a team of mentors that come into the schools to really work with these girls who've been identified by their school counselor as coming from challenged communities or difficult home life or difficult circumstances, but who the counselor sees something more in. And maybe they see something in that girl that the girl doesn't see in herself.
We're lucky enough to be in multiple high schools and middle schools across the valley. We go in and we have discussions around goal setting, academic stuff, but really it's more like life skills, emotional health, self-care, being strong, empowered women, because we know that empowered women actually make stronger communities and stronger families.
For 26 years, we've had 7,000 girls go through the Ophelia program, and 100% of them have graduated high school. The American Express tournament is providing scholarship monies for these young ladies. The mentors do the heavy lifting, really encouraging and loving these girls, and the girls do incredible work to succeed. But oftentimes that educational pathway can be derailed simply for the cost of books. So with American Express's partnership to help us, to help the girls get to college or wherever it is, career choice is truly remarkable, and we're so grateful for that.
As part of the annual PGA Tour event, American Express, our host organization, Impact Through Golf, every year we give back money to local Coachella Valley charities. Well, in addition to that, in today's gift, every PGA Tour event, to which there's 40 plus, submits their recommendation to the PGA Tour for an award, the PGA Tour Charity of the Year. And I'm delighted to tell you today that Ophelia Project has won the PGA Tour Charity of the Year. When we heard the news, it was amazing, right? I mean, we submitted them. There's so many worthy candidates, and to get that call, a few weeks ago here, they didn't even know we did it. To surprise them, to
see the young ladies here, see the mentors, that's what it's all about, right? To have that recognition that American Express gave us is truly remarkable and just goes to show you that it really does take a village to lift up and empower a young lady.
Pretty amazing. I had a chance to be with Peter and his team. I know Linda was there as well. A few of you may have been in the room, but when we notified him last week, or I'm sorry, a month ago, and then amongst all my colleagues last week, it was met with an enthusiastic applause, as you might imagine. It was fantastic. The room was filled with hundreds of people, and that's why we do it, right? 66 million to local charities in our history. Again, with that, an additional 30,000 came to the Ophelia Project on behalf of the tournament and the PGA Tour. So, really special moment, really something that we all should be proud of, and just wanted to start that today. Holiday season, certainly, and something that is really fantastic. But would, of course, like to recognize our partners. You see them up here on the slide today. I typically start most of my speeches here with those folks. We couldn't do it without them. American Express, of course, our title sponsor, has been since 2020 and will be our title sponsor through at least 2028. And truly what you've seen them be able to do, bring new life, bring new fantastic player field, bring new amenities, card member discounts, and so on and so forth. We couldn't do it without them. They're a fantastic title sponsor. We're certainly a little bit biased to say that they're the best title sponsor on the PGA Tour, but we're so thankful for all that they do. They couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but you will see them all here, obviously, in a month's time as they're welcoming their guests and clients from around the world. Of course, our host venues. I see PGA West, La Quinta Country Club. I know Chris Gilly is here. Cole and Tim, La Quinta Country Club in the room somewhere. Round of applause. Thank you guys for all you do. 52-year host. Of course, our friends at PGA West. I see in the back of the room Jeff Muller, Chris Caballero, Denver Hart. Thank you for all your hard work and everything you do. And I've mentioned Linda a few times. Linda, in addition to her day job, in addition to being the mayor, she is also on our Impact Through Golf Foundation board. Her team is here, of course. Marcy, Linda, thank you for the support of the host city, La Quinta. I certainly would like to recognize our over 1,200 volunteers. Can't do it without them. Obviously myself, my team of 40 Sport 5 members, 1,200 volunteers. In addition to that, we do have, as a matter of fact, our largest local sponsor who's with us here today, our friends at Spotlight 29 Casino. I saw Chairman somewhere.
Where's Chairman Mike?
Chairman was here somewhere, but he's, again, Spotlight's fantastic. They've been sponsoring our volunteer program for the last number of years. They help elevate the amenities that those volunteers receive. Shirts, uniforms, breakfast, happy hour, food, drink, the whole 9 yards. So that's a thanks to George, to Chairman in the back of the room, Spotlight 29 Casino. Thank you for that. And all the sponsors. We have a number of you who are joining us as repeat customers on 17, our Club Alcatraz venue, which is new and larger, expanded. We have sponsors who've flown in from all over the country, Boston, New York, and so on and so forth. So it's so much to be thankful for. There's so many elements of this event. Every single person in this room, all 70,000 spectators who were expected to join us here in a few weeks' time are all part of it and all part of this community event for sure. Many of you know this tournament has a long-standing history going back 66 years, long before my time when I started here in 2018. First played 1960. This is, of course, the annual event held in January. Welcomes the best golfers in the world, and we will continue for the foreseeable future our Pro-Am format. It is extremely unique. It is unlike any other event on the PGA Tour, and the venues, the players that come, the amateurs. We're very fortunate. A couple weeks ago it was announced that fields have been reduced. The world of professional golf, the landscape of professional golf is certainly shifting and changing, to which there's less opportunities. Certainly it's elevating towards the top of the game. We will be the only tournament on the PGA Tour that maintains a 156 player field. We will be the only tournament on the PGA Tour that maintains a 3 golf course rotation, and that will be the case for the foreseeable future. So, largest event on the PGA Tour, largest Pro-Am event on the PGA Tour, which is pretty fantastic. It's just a testament again to what the tour sees in us back in Ponte Vedra Beach and all that we've been able to accomplish together. As we prepare for tournament week, I know a lot of you all are out there playing golf today, and media day this year is a little bit later. With that, it means there's a lot more stuff out there to see. Our team has been working hard since about 10 days prior to Thanksgiving, constructing all of those venues, and we are well on our way, of course. Definitely want to highlight some things, definitely important to make note of as hopefully you go back, write some stories, tell people to buy tickets as we prepare for the tournament. Again, we have returned again to a traditional format. That was last year. We saw that we're the 3rd event in 2025. For a number of years there was this kind of confusing wraparound schedule, right? Where it started in the fall. What does that mean? What is the FedEx Cup? But now we will once again follow Sony, and we are event number 3. So what that means, and you'll see it here in a few minutes with some player announcements, is guys need to play. They need to get FedEx Cup points. They need to start their year early. Obviously, of course, on these beautiful golf courses. But certainly want to highlight some of these venues that we have out there. Some repeat venues, of course, but also some new ones we're excited about. You'll see some of the names of our partners. We can't do it without them. Again, 18 Green this year will be the Champions Club. It is our marquee, fully hosted hospitality venue, ultra VIP, climate controlled. Wellspire is the sponsor of that venue. Also includes VIP concert, preferred parking. But you'll see that well under construction. The tent is already up right there behind 18 Green. We've got the Premium Club, which we reintroduced last year. It was on 17 Green. It's now constructed on 17T 16 Green. In my opinion, it's possibly one of the best views on the entire property. It's 360 degrees of 16 Green, 17T 11 fairway. Our friends at Apollo were kind enough to help support the naming rights of that venue. And again, it's a cool spot. Tucker might kill me, but feel free to walk up there and take a quick glance as you hit your tee shot on 17. It really is special for sure. So, is that all right, Tuck?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. There are stairs on it, so go ahead and take a look, take a picture. We have always put, could we go? Yeah, perfect. We've always put a high importance, of course, we have premium venues, and I just mentioned those there, but it's been crucial for us to take care of our general spectators. And with that, we've put a high priority on venues that make you feel like a sponsor. And you'll see that when you're out there today. So 2 venues to call out our Mick Ultra venue, also on 17, of course, the Rocket Alcatraz. If you buy a $60 ticket, you can go in there. It's got tent, it has food and drink, it has discounted beers if a pro makes a birdie. Who doesn't like half-price beers in the January sunshine, for sure, on the best hole on the PGA Tour. And then our friends at Corona are there back again, once again, on kind of by the putting green. You won't see that today. That comes in advanced week, but some of the best views of the concert up there on the top of that hill. Our friends at Corona, of course, back again. Bushmills returns. A lot of drinks out here. A lot of alcohol, but it's okay. Drink some water too. Sorry, Mayor. I'll make sure the Riverside County ship. You got that covered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Stay for the concert.
Yeah. It's over early. It's over early. So, Bushmills, great spot. Irish coffee in the morning. Great views of 10T, 9 Green, all in that corridor right there. I'd like to thank Pete and his team, our friends at ExamWorks, brand new venue this year that we kind of stumbled across months ago when we were sort of looking at different spots, different vistas. Are there stairs on that one, Tucker?
Not yet.
Not yet. Don't go up there. Don't climb that one, please. But 18T is the new venue, once again, public venue. So it's literally 40 yards, I believe, from the main tournament entrance. You can go on in there, have a cold drink, have some food. Not only can you see 18T, but also 10 green. So a really special vantage point throughout the course of the week. You can look at 17. So thanks, Pete. Thanks, Miguel, our friends at ExamWorks. It's a great new addition to this year's event. Our turn is back again. Of course, it's been popular. We're welcoming in some new food and beverage offerings this year. Our friends at TKB will be providing sandwiches. Our friends down the street at Sumo Dog will be serving hot dogs. Again, it goes back to the local flair that I talk about often with American Express. Yes, they're a global payments leader. They're based in New York, but they really place a precedent on shop small and giving back and supporting the small businesses. We're going to have, I believe, a dozen local food and beverage vendors feeding our amateur players throughout the course of the week. But of course, we want to make sure that the spectators here not just get regular concession food, and we love our concessionaire, but enjoy the taste of La Quinta, and our friends at Sumo Dog and TKB will be serving some fare as well. And of course, the 18th Green Fan Deck featuring Casamigos will be back again. What other venue on the PGA Tour has a 3,500 square foot tented venue on the 18th green? I can't think of one. I've been to a lot of them, and it's pretty special. Again, complimentary access. You do have to pay for food and drink, but you're on the final hole, which is really, really cool, really special. So that will be back once again. One new venue I do want to call out. You will see the floor on 10 green today if you are playing golf. There will not be a tent there yet, but we're bringing back a very robust merchandise operation this year. For a number of years, we brought it inside the clubhouse, which was great, but we're moving that operation out to 10 green. It also acts as a viewing platform. So you go in, you get your Malvin, you get your Swannies, you get your stuff, but then you can just walk right out of said venue and watch golf. Super cool. Should be a lot of fun. We haven't done 18 fairway for a number of years. We went away from it. Again, new spot. We're excited about it. And I encourage everyone, again, also very, very close to the main tournament entrance. It should be a heck of a spot to not only purchase some stuff, but watch a little golf as well. Adjacent to the turn will be our Patriots outpost. Our friends at SoFi, a lot of sponsors this year, which is great. Yeah. And again, it's why we're able to do what we do and give money back to the community. But Patriots outpost, military, first responders, all crucial for our event and our mission. So they not only get complimentary access into the golf tournament, they get complimentary access into this venue where we host them for food and drink and get a chance to watch the golf there, of course, on number 9 green. So tickets, they start at $70 on Thursday. I won't go through all of them. Of course, it's on our website, themxgolf.com. But again, with a 20% card member discount, Friday, Saturday, even after the fees, we're still under $100. So card members, you come out as a GA spectator and you're under $100 all in to see these two great bands, the best players in the world. We'll announce some new ones here in just a moment. But again, we also have this year a brand new ticket offering, the Clubhouse. So you have a chance. It's amazing what people will do for real restrooms and a permanent building. So thank you to Jeff to opening the doors of Ernie's. It should be a popular spot, of course, for the members and ticket buyers alike. So again, all of that info, themxgolf.com, as people hopefully will have perfect weather. Again, you promised perfect weather again?
Oh.
Yeah. You've always delivered. You've always delivered. Yes, we are a golf tournament. I will announce some players here in just a few minutes, but the concerts have been pretty popular. So this year we will, on Friday night, we'll feature an artist who's been quite frankly, a staple of country music the last 20 years. I don't know if anyone got in the holiday spirit last night and watched them perform at the Opry. Chris, you saw them last night? You happened to turn on, and yeah, last night, Grand Old Opry, our friends, Little Big Town will be here. It seems as if every single year they're nominated for an award for the best country vocal artist. And I've heard a few people say I don't know who they are, but they have a huge number of hits. They're fantastic. They've been around 20 plus years, dozens of #1 hits, nearly 20 Grammy, ACM, CMA, People's Choice, the list goes on. So they're going to be great. And then, of course, Saturday is going to be fantastic. We've done classic rock, not for a few years, but I mean, Journey is Journey. And they're going to be here. They're going to play all their hits. It is a classic rock demo here, certainly in the Coachella Valley. And so they'll be back here as well. Before we get into some of the player announcements, I would like to call attention to a story we'll certainly follow throughout the tournament. I think Denver already snuck out because he's busy getting the golf course ready. But the stadium course, you'll see it today, underwent a very robust transformation this summer. 18 new greens, all new bunkers, all new irrigation around the greens. All of the green complexes and bunkering was taken back to the original Pete Dye design, which is really going to be fantastic. And so you'll see some of those spots where the greens have been pushed closer to the water. You see the bunkers, if you get in them, maybe just pick it up and throw it onto the green because they're now all flat on the bottom of them. But Brian Sullivan, Tim Liddy, Denver, the whole team here, they did this project, which was fantastic to see. It was crazy that it's open and everything I hear is fantastic. So, shows their commitment and their support, of course, of the tournament. So, with that, this is going to take a minute or two, and I apologize, but our field is really good. It is truly shaping up to be our best field that we've had. It seems as if I do say that every year, but I assure you, this year is lining up perfectly. And no, we're not an elevated event, but it seems as if we certainly are. You'll hear from him in a few minutes. He made history here last year. We have announced, the first few that I will announce have been out there, actually on our social media, and then I'll get to a few new ones as well as some sponsor picks, and then we'll hear from Nick here shortly. So Nick will be back. He won our event. He also won in July, had a heck of a year, and we're excited to have him. Tom Kim, fan favorite. Many of you may have seen him on Netflix. He kind of stole the show, riding his little bike around his house, and he's just 22 years young. He's won 3 times. He should be a lot of fun to welcome back to the desert. Billy Horschel has had quite the career resurgence, all the way up to world number 16. Fantastic in this Pro-Am format. He's won 8 times on the PGA Tour. Seems to play, he's a Gator, Walter Neal, sure. Seems to play overseas, also domestically, but we're excited to have Billy back once again. Patrick Cantlay, he's wearing a hat in this picture. So yes, he's had some controversy not wearing a hat, and yes, it's his sponsor, but Apollo, also a partner of ours, as you can see there on the Premium Club. But Patrick is back, world number 11, UCLA grad. So hopefully those Bruins will come out and follow Patrick. He's been here for 5 years and has put up some good numbers. I think he's going to win at some point here. He plays here so well every single year, it seems like. So Sam Burns is back. Sam was in the final group last year, as you recall, in the 71st hole. We won't talk about that. Nick might be listening to what I say, so he was thankful that that happened maybe on 17. But Sam is back, and top 20 in the world. We welcome him back as well. Last one, best one right now. We announced him last week. I don't know what else to say. Like, literally, he's number 1 in the world by a huge margin. Scottie Scheffler is back, won the Masters. Seems to have win every time he tees it up. I looked up some stats last night. It's crazy. He finished 17th last year here. He only finished outside the top 10 3 times all year. He played 23 times. I think 17th or 20th was like his worst finish. So insane how well he's playing. He's excited to come back and start his year in the desert. We'll go with some new ones that we have yet to announce. So news here today, which we are excited to announce here. Ricky Fowler is back. Fan favorite for sure, 5-time Ryder Cupper. He always tends to draw some of the biggest crowds, it seems like. Great young man, and we look forward to welcoming him back, of course. He always draws some of the biggest crowds, hopefully for 4 days, not just 3 days. But Ricky is coming back again.
And fashion.
Tony Finau will be back.
Great.
He has battled some injury. He did get knee surgery recently, to which you've seen probably he withdrew from a few events earlier in the year. But he is on the commitment list, and it sounds as if this will be his first start with us. So excited to have Tony come back and join us once again. We'll keep going. San Diego, Xander, welcome back. He joined us 2 years ago for the first time, I believe since 2016. But he's finished in 3rd place here the last 2 years. Certainly had a breakout season last year. 2 majors, pretty good. He's number 2 in the world. Scottie's number 1. So a 1-2 duo. Welcome in the desert in January. A couple more new ones and then some sponsor picks, and then we'll get to hear from Nick here shortly as well. JT is back. Justin Thomas came for the first time in a long time last year. Played in that final group with Nick and Sam. He walked off the 18th green after Nick won and said, "How about that for a storyline?" So he had a great time here in the desert. He's anxious to get back. He loves playing here. He loves the valley and had a great experience here in the desert, which is a testament to what we do. And he's coming back, which is great. Another one coming back again, Jason Day. Jason spent some time here in the off season, I believe, and he made some noise off the golf course, I think, with his clothes, the Malbin stuff that he wears. But his game is coming back as well, and he, certainly he's won 13 times on the PGA Tour. He's a stalwart on that International President's Cup team, and we look forward to having him back. So, pretty good for a month out. So excited. I will announce 2 sponsor picks. We'll show a quick little video, and then I know Nick is waiting on the line anxiously to talk to us for a few minutes. So, this is amazing, the fact that we have to offer this guy a sponsor pick, but it shows how good our field is getting. Zach Johnson reached out to me about a month ago and called me and said, "I don't really know how to ask this question." He's won 2 majors at Augusta and the Old Course. Guaranteed Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Ryder Cup captain in previous years. Can't get into Amex. We said, absolutely, come on. He's perfect for the Pro-Am format. He's perfect with our sponsors. He's a heck of a guy. He's a family guy. He didn't play in the fall because he wanted to watch his kids play high school sports. So he, again, picked up the phone, called me, and the answer was immediately yes as I picked up his phone call. So Zach's great. We're excited to have him for sure. And he'll put on a show. He always tends to play well here. I think he finished top 25 last year and likes the golf courses, likes the valley for sure. The word got out already this morning. It's been a busy morning today, but this young man, you may have not heard of him yet, but you will, I assure you. Blades is 17 years young. Blades is only one of 2 players who were medalists at the US Am, medalists at the US Junior Am. The other guy who's done that is Tiger Woods. He surprised me this morning, I will say. He turned pro about 3 hours ago, and he's making his debut at Amex. So it's already all over. He's played 1 PGA Tour event. He finished top 25, and he was 16 then. So the future of the game. Look, we'll hear from Nick here shortly, and as you might imagine, my inbox is flooding.
That's awesome.
We gave him a sponsor pick, Nick. He won the US Am last year. It was only his third tour event, I believe, and he won. So we're excited to have Blades. Look forward to seeing his success. It's already all over Golf Channel and PGA Tour, and should be a great story for sure. So, with that said, again, there's a list there of those players I announced. It's a phenomenal field. We do have a press release that we will distribute electronically and physically. Please help support us. Please go buy tickets. Tell your readers, your viewers, your listeners to do so. We've got a few hospitality options still available. Very few though, however. We've had a great year of success, as you can see from all those sponsors. But please come out and see us. Please enjoy the golf. I'd love to queue up a short 90-second video before we welcome in Nick, just to relive what was last year. It'll give you goosebumps. It's pretty cool. So let's play that quick video.
Nick Dunlap is third. I watched Nick Dunlap warm up. First wet shot he hit today, he was hitting at the 50-yard sign, hit it right in the middle of the sign. And the layup, and then carved this one up. I guess on a very good line if it's enough. Oh yeah.
The amateur will have a 2-shot lead to the 72nd hole of the American Express.
History in the desert. For the first time since 1991, an amateur has won on the PGA Tour. Nick Dunlap wins the American Express. Wow.
And he wasn't old enough to have a celebratory drink.
I'm honestly just trying to soak all this in early in.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. I've highlighted his accomplishments. I see him on the phone there. Before we get started, I read this stat last night, which is amazing. He ended 2023 at number 4,121 in the world. He ended 2024 at number 31.
Wow.
4,000 plus places that he elevated in the world golf ranking. Nick, good morning here in La Quinta. Good afternoon. Are you in Florida today?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, and everyone here can see it, man. How are you?
I'm great. I appreciate you guys having me. It's an honor to be headed back to Palm Springs and La Quinta and PGA West.
So, just so you know, we've got a room of about 100 media folks, some sponsors. Before we start reliving last year's Amex, we just showed a short little video about that. Tell the audience, what were you doing exactly a year ago today? Playing golf in Alabama, you just won the US Am. I don't even think we had given you a spot yet. So 365 days ago, what was Nick Dunlap doing?
I think I was probably finishing finals right about. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a year, and you know, it all goes thanks to you guys for giving me a spot in that tournament, and it certainly changed my life for the better. And it's been crazy to think about that. You know, it's only been a year, and it's been an unbelievable ride, and I'm looking forward to coming back.
So you get the call to play Amex. What are your thoughts? What are your preparations? I think this was I was talking with your team yesterday. You had played 2 US Opens. I think you played 1 other tour event. What do you prep on? What do you do leading up to, and then tournament week? Talk to the audience a little bit about that, as playing this your 4th tour event as a 21-year-old amateur.
Yeah. So typically I don't play much golf at all through December. I'm typically always in the woods, hunting or fishing or doing something like that. I like to not play golf, but I was fortunately given that spot. So actually, I came down to South Florida for 4 or 5 days, where I am now, and I don't. The first thing I'll lose my feel around the greens and putting. That's the first thing I've got to try to get back. The swing, fortunately, comes back fairly easy, but that's the first thing I got to get back. So I'm working on that. I knew about the golf courses. I knew you had to make a ton of birdies, and so I was working a ton on putting. I know you got to hit a bunch of drivers and stay aggressive. So it was really just it was weird. It was one of those weird things. I immediately started playing well down here. It's not something I typically do. And I just kind of kept it going. I was playing a new driver. I was playing a new TaylorMade QI10, and just was letting it fly. I had an awesome week. I got out of the cold weather in Alabama, and it was 70 degrees and perfect every day out there, so there wasn't much to complain about.
Well, you weren't that nervous. You were 15 under after 2 days, leading the golf tournament. So you play the first 2 days over here. We're at PGA West. You play the first 2 days, Thursday, Friday. You go 15 under, which is a great 4 days for most, but that was 2 for you. You sleep on the lead Friday night. What did that feel like? How many people are texting you, calling you? Do you send them to your mom? Like, what is that, sleeping on the lead of a PGA Tour event at 21?
Yeah, it wasn't Friday. I slept on the lead Saturday after Tuesday. But it was different. I've slept on leads before, but it was nothing ever like that. I knew to an extent what it would have meant to win, but I really had no idea how much it was going to change my life, and ultimately ended up turning pro, and now I'm living out my dream plan on the PGA Tour. And I don't think that ever registered until probably middle of the year of the importance of what that meant. But for me, it was just, I was going out, I was playing with Stan Burns and Justin, 2 Ryder Cuppers. Justin obviously went to Alabama, and it was just going to be a fun day for me. I went in there trying to learn, obviously trying to win. I'm a competitor, and I hate losing. So yeah, I was just going to go try to have fun. It was going to be the biggest stage I've ever been under in my life, and try to enjoy it and play the best I could.
Well, we'll backtrack briefly. Apologize on the Friday. You definitely slept on it Saturday because you shot 60 at La Quinta Country Club on Saturday. You show up to the golf course, and Chris Gilly is actually here. The general manager of the club, was the head professional. You had to play as a marker because you're pro. Does that give you a sense of relaxation, of calm? Clearly, you shoot 12 under. Gilly told me last week, he said, I've never shot even par at my golf course and got beat by 12. So what was that like? How did that feel? One shy of the course record, but tell us a little bit about that La Quinta Country Club round.
Yeah, it was honestly just from the start of the week, it was just kind of the perfect storm. I was playing with Wilson Furr, who unfortunately had to drop out with a back injury. He's also in Alabama. Played a lot of golf with him at home. So I played golf with him the first 2 days, and then like you said, La Quinta was just a fun day from the start. We had a lot of fun, and it was kind of funny. I made fun of Hunter. Hunter's my caddy. He had flight problems getting into Palm Springs, and actually didn't ever get to see La Quinta, so he never got to see that golf course. And made fun of him that he didn't know what he was doing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a blast playing with him. We were making fun of him. I think on the second or third hole, if he just wears out Michael Block in the section events, it was fun to watch.
So you talk about JT and Sam. Obviously, JT, a fellow Alabama Crimson Tide, that must have been comforting. Your only real blunder of the week was on 7. Again, you're leading the golf tournament. You have a little bit of a hiccup. How did you rebound? Like, what starts going through your head? You've got 12 holes left to try and close this. You have a tough hole. How did you rebound? How did you figure out the last 12?
Yeah, it was, I've done a lot of work, especially that week. I talked with sports psychologist Pat McCabe. I've worked with him for a long time. We kind of went into that day expecting that nothing was going to go as planned. I think I said something after the round of just, that's kind of, it was weird. That's one of the only holes that I didn't think I was going to have problems with. It's not a very hard hole. It's a 3-iron. You got a pretty good amount of fairway up there, and it's just a little sandwich on the green. A half hosel one in the water, and it just, honestly, I wasn't laughing at the time, but it made me laugh internally, thinking like, this is exactly what he was talking about. This is not how I thought this would go, and just kind of take it to the chin and move on and play as best as I can from there on in.
So, does it help you? Unfortunately, I mean, JT had a little hiccup on 11. Sam had a little hiccup on 17. Does that help you see that? Does that hurt you? Or what are your thoughts when you see the other guys kind of make a little mistake coming down the stretch?
No, I mean, I'm trying not to focus on them as much as I can. You know, it's like I said, that golf course. I think it's a difficult golf course to lead on because there are a lot of hazards and trouble off the tee that you can kind of you have to avoid. But it's also a golf course where if you're trailing, you can get after it, you can make some birdies, and so you couldn't really sit back and watch too much. You kind of had to keep the pedal down. I knew Xander and Christian were charging, and I made birdie on 14 and 16 to get back tied with Sam. But yeah, it's a fun golf course. It's definitely it has its challenges, but it also there are birdies out there as well.
You mentioned Christian. I think you were on the 72nd tee with a 2-shot lead. He birdies 18. I've never seen someone fist pump so large for a second place check because he took your money. But you're on the tee with a 2-shot lead. I think I remember you saying you thought you had a 2-shot lead. Come to find out, it was only one. Walk us through that up and down on 18, a couple wayward shots, and then that chip you hit. How cool was that?
Yeah. I didn't know I had a 1-shot lead until we got up on the green and I saw the scoreboard. So I was kind of, I'm not going to say playing for bogey, but I was definitely trying to steer away from the water in both of those shots. And I think my ball snuck through the crowd or snuck through somebody's feet or something to get down where it was. It was pretty fortunate break. And it was I'm going to say a difficult shot, but under the circumstances, I definitely saw the water on the backside of the hole, and I was fortunate enough to get it down.
So, again, you win here, but that's not the highlight. You win here, you finish 5th in a playoff event, you win again at Barracuda. I mean, you had a heck of a year. What does year 2 look like? How do you improve? What are your goals upcoming? I know you're heading to Maui. What is your goal in 2025?
Yeah, I think with how good these guys are, it's so hard to put an end result on a year and to say, I want to win so many times or finish, a certain top 20 or top whatever it is. For me, I just want to see myself get better in a couple different categories. I need to become a better driver of the golf ball, a better chipper, and I want to see some of those stats improve and feel like at the end of the year, I've worked on them, this off season. I want to see that get better throughout next year and see some progress in those areas. And hopefully that, results in some good finishes and some good weeks. If not, it is what it is. Golf's hard, and these guys are really good. But I think that's kind of my goal heading in next year.
I mean, and you got to get invited to Tiger's event. I mean, must have been pretty fun in Bahamas. But
pretty happy.
We got a couple minutes for questions here, and then this group here is actually going to go play golf on the stadium course, which will be a lot of fun. But we have a few minutes. We'll take some questions. I'll repeat them to you. We'll start right in front here.
Yeah, Nick, first of all, congratulations and good luck this year. You mentioned you played the QI-10 driver, I believe. TaylorMade's coming out with, I think it's the QI-35 after the first of the year for the public. Being a tour pro, have you been able to demo that, and are you likely to switch to that club?
Did you hear that? He was asking QI-10 versus the QI-35.
Just comparing the two?
Are you able to get a sneak peek the QI-35 in advance of it coming out in January? New driver tag.
I may get in trouble for answering this. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say or allowed to say. I played it at Grant Thornton. I played it this past week, and I've been doing a lot of work with it the past couple of days, and it's really, really good. For me, it's better than the QI-10. I think it's a little bit more forgiving. I like the head shape a little bit better. I played a ping for 3-4 years, and it has more of a ping-shaped look looking down. It's a little bit bigger, and it has I think some pictures have gotten released. I'm not sure how much I can.
We're not recording, and do not quote this, everybody. But
I'm not sure how much I can say, but I am planning on playing it. It's been really, really good for me the past couple of days, and during that event, I hit nicely. So
awesome.
I'm looking forward to playing to start the year.
Larry Bohannon, Desert Sun.
Hey, congratulations again on you talk about trying to improve all the time, trying to be better now this coming year. How are you a better golfer today than you were when you win this tournament last year?
Larry's question is, how are you a better golfer today than when you won this tournament about 11 months ago?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I've just gotten more comfortable in my own skin. I think the hardest part for me getting out there was I thought I had to change so much to be competitive each week and be more consistent, and I really just had to get better at a couple of different things. My good was good enough, and my bad wasn't. And I think it took me until May or June to realize that I just needed to get more consistent. I needed to learn. I needed to learn how to play some of these harder golf courses. It's my first time seeing a lot of these courses, and be okay with hitting bad shots. I think that's a narrative that a lot of people put on professional golfers, that nobody hits bad shots, and we hit a lot of really bad ones. And I think those guys are just good at not acknowledging that and keep moving forward, and not sulking when you do hit a bad one, because it's going to happen.
Any other questions? With Larry with the follow-up?
It's been a year, and I know you've got a lot of questions about what the whirlwind of the year has been like, but do you ever, like at midnight, some night, look back and go, what the hell happened?
Larry said hell, and I'll repeat that. But he says it's been a whirlwind of a year. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and just say, what the hell happened, and what was that?
Yeah, all the time. I'm turning 21 here on December 23rd, so I'm not 21 yet. But just to look back, I truly am living out my dream. I'm living in South Florida. I'm playing golf at 2 unbelievable golf courses down here. Playing against the best players in the world every day. It's fun to look up and just see how fortunate I am, and how much I've been given, and it's been an awesome ride, and hopefully I can continue.
Well, I know these folks here are anxious and eager to see the new golf courses, the new golf course there with the stadium. I don't know how much you know, Nick, but brand new greens out here. I know you're going to be out here next week for a few days. Brand new greens, new bunkers. So it's going to be a test, certainly, but 29 under for you last year, historic win. I'd like to thank you so much for being here, spending a few minutes with us today. Go get back to your day job. Happy holidays, and we wish you all the best. We'll see you in about a month. So thanks, Nick, so much. Woo! Pretty cool. Again, very humble. For a number of months, Nick was still trying to figure out his mother was representing him as an agent. She was momager. It was amazing. Charlene on the text thread with her, she's fantastic. But you saw that closing image from his highlight video. I mean, he had 20, 30 people here flying just Saturday alone to do it. And in this room, typically it's a 30, I mean, you all have seen it, it's 30 minutes, 35 minutes. We've had some great champions. He was in here for 2+ hours, and it was Good Morning America, it was Sports Center, it was global national publications, which is pretty special. He was exhausted and starving, and but it was really fun to see. So with that, we're about 5 minutes to 10, and I know we tee off at 10:30. I'm happy to stick around and answer any individual questions that you might have. If you want to go iron out your swing for a few minutes, feel free. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you all, and have a great day of golf. We'll see you in here after golf.
which happened in Coachella Valley. Craig Campbell from CoachellaValley.com, and we are finishing up the 66th American Express, and this is the media day here out at PGA West. About 100 or so sponsors and members of the media group, and I thank you for joining Coachella Valley, and of course Pat McCabe, the Executive Director of the tournament, just finished. So, now the media will do probably some interviews and continue to promote this amazing event that's coming up. Don't forget, of course, the country and the rock band series that is coming up on Friday and Saturday for this particular tournament. Anyway, thank you for joining us.